everyone, this is Carrie with Any Day Blessings, and today I'm going to show you another how we homeschool type of video. I'm going to walk you through our plan for junior kindergarten, and this will be for my daughter who is a new 4-year-old. She will just be for a couple months when we start the school year. So this is my plan for her. We are currently using the Memoria Press Preschool with her. She wanted to stretch it out over the summer and keep on going, so we'll be just moving up to their junior kindergarten program when the school year starts. I'm going to move these things away. These are some of the books that come with the pack, but obviously they are not all the books. As you can see, this is not the junior kindergarten manual. This is not the course spine, but this is my daughter's favorite part of school time, is doing crafts. And I wanted to make sure that no matter what else we get done in her K4 day, we get to do crafts, because that's what's most important to her. That's what she enjoys. That's how she learns. And so I want to make sure that we don't, we're not tempted to say, oh, we don't have time for that or whatever, because we had all these other things that were scheduled in the curriculum manual or something like that. So I thought, I know we're going to do crafts. I'm just going to get this and allow this to determine how our week is going to go. It's actually going to work out wonderful, I think, as a spine. So if you look at the Memoria Press, junior kindergarten pack, and you're thinking, oh, I don't know if that's going to work for me. That's a lot of workbooks, or that's a lot of activities for K4. Just maybe consider this route, just going with something a little simpler that still gives you a lot of the content of the course, but really allows you to do the extra things that your kids really enjoy if you have a crafty kid. Okay, so the way that this is laid out, there is one read aloud per week and an accompanying craft, and then there's also one letter per week with an accompanying craft. Now, I don't know how the curriculum manual schedules it out, but that's how I'm going to do it. We're going to do one literature craft and one letter craft a week. Obviously, we'll run out of letter crafts early on, but I have a plan for that, and I'll get to that towards the end. You also have some crafts for each season, like summer, spring, summer, fall, that you could intersperse here and maybe even put in every now and again so that you have a few more crafts to fill up the gap when your letter crafts are done. Really, there's no wrong way to do this. You could do all of these literature crafts in, maybe do 2 a week and then move on to these. You could do it however you want. We're going to do one literature craft and one letter craft a week until we get through them all. Okay, so here's an example of the literature crafts. They have you read the story, 10 Little Rubber Ducks. So we will do that on day 1. Now, when I say day 1 or whatever like that, I'm not even necessarily saying we're going to do these activities in this order or on certain days. Our goal is to do K4 3 times a week, and the way that I'm describing these activities are just things that I plan to do in any given day that we do K4. So not necessarily in order. We won't always do the literature craft on the first day of the week. We won't always maybe even homeschool K4 the same days each week, but I'm just going to try and show you what a day's worth of K4 would be, and we plan to do that 3 times a week. Okay, so on one of the days, we would do this read aloud, 10 Little Rubber Ducks, and then do the craft here. I love that they show a picture of the craft in addition to giving you the directions written out, because I can't tell you the number of times that I've followed the directions, I think, so closely, and then I get something that doesn't even look like, what I think it should. So I love that there's a picture. So day 1, we will read this, do this craft, and then come over here to our Rod and Staff books and do like a page of that. Okay? Day 2, or on another day, we will come back here to our alphabet crafts. Okay, so here is H is for hands and help. And H, would be the letter of the week. That week whenever we do this, and so we would look for letter H's in our read aloud that we do. We would still read the read aloud on day 2 and look for letter H's in the word, and then come and do the letter H craft. In addition to that, I have these printouts here from, let's read this, mamasmonkeysblogspot.com. You see that there? mamasmonkeysblogspot.com. These are huge letters, you guys. These are perfect for those little hands. And so I'm happy to start out with something really big that is really going to be easier for her than to try and fit in the smaller spaces to learn to write her letters. And then she could take her Duo-Dot marker or a crayon or something and find the letter H's in the box. So that is what we plan to do on a second day during our K4 year. Read the read aloud, do the letter H craft, and then practice with printing. On a third day, we don't plan to do anything in the craft book. We plan to mostly use our rod and staff books. So we will read that same read aloud, that same 10 Little Rubber Ducks book or whatever it is for the week. Read that same book, okay, so we'll have read that book 3 times, by the end of the week. And then after we read the book, we will come here and do some pages in our rod and staff books. Now, the Counting with Numbers, Adventures in Books, and Bible, Pictures to Color, those are the ones that come in the pack. I believe you can get other ones too from Memoria Press. I have a few extras that are left over from my son when he went through them, so there's a couple others there that actually aren't part of the kindergarten or the junior kindergarten pack, but I just have them here, so we're going to throw them in and do them if she's interested. Something else we may move on to during those letter craft days is this book here. You see it's much smaller. As she gets more comfortable with the big letters, we might move on to this. We'll have to see. Right now she just likes to color on it, so we'll see how that goes. And then there is a couple other things here. I have a feeling that we're going to get done with those rod and staff books before the end of the year, and so we may move into First Start Reading. This is the phonics reading and printing program from Memoria Press that they start in their kindergarten program. I've picked it up just to have here in case we get there. I even have the lesson plans, and I'll go through this. Oh, there's a hair. I'll go through this more in depth if we get to it this year, but I'm going to wait on the way I use this will greatly depend on when we actually start it. The way I would use it with a 4-year-old is different than the way I would use it with a 5-year-old. So I'm going to wait on flipping through that. And then the last thing, I don't actually have to show you, so I'm just going to put everything back in here as I'm wrapping up. But the last thing that I'm going to pick up, because again, I think we're going to get through this. This is the only math. It's just one of the workbooks is math related, Count with Numbers. And it's just very basic, learning to write her numbers, shapes, starting to do one-to-one correspondence. Very basic, appropriate for a pre-K student, but I think my daughter's going to get through it. So I am going to pick up the Level K math that Master Books is about to release, and I have a feeling we'll probably get to First Start Reading and that math book right around spring break, maybe even sooner. So I'm going to pick it up to have it here. Their Level K math, I think, would go very well with the level of these rod and staff books, just on looking at the scope and sequence and in looking at their other level math. I think it'll be a good fit for us to start in this K4 year. So I'm going to pick that up. It doesn't become available till mid-August, but that's okay because we won't get to it till, like I said, after the first of the year. So that will be part of our K4 plan as well. And when that arrives, I will give you a flip through of that too. So that's our plan. That's how we will school junior kindergarten, K4, pre-K, whatever you want to call it. If you have used Memoria Press for this year, for this junior kindergarten year, I would love to hear from you, any tips you have. And if you have any questions or want to see inside anything more, I would be happy to do that. I also wanted to let you know that someone asked me for a comparison of Memoria Press early years with something else, and I have tried to go back and find that comment to honor that request, but I cannot find it. So if that was you, if you were watching and wanted me to compare the early years of Memoria Press with some other program that I've used, I thought it was Heart of Dakota, but I can't remember. So if that was you, please resubmit that comment so I can honor that request and do that video for you, because I'd be happy to do that and answer those questions. I can't remember who asked and what the other curriculum was. So please just leave that again and I'll be happy to help you out. All right, I think that's it for me today, and I hope that this was helpful. If it will, go ahead and hit like and consider subscribing. I do have some links down below where you can find all of this. Some of them are affiliate links, so just be aware of that. That it costs you nothing extra to use those links. It just allows me to get more credit towards my own curriculum when I go to purchase, but it doesn't cost you any more to do it. And if this video was helpful, that's just one way you can let me know that you like these kind of videos. All right, everyone, take care, and I will see you in the next video.